You and me stuck on the ocean now, nothing but waves and they're spilling in. I wanna dry up but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here, all my reasoning have disappeared. I wanna bury the hatchet and find the way back to our home, our home, our home. We don't have to drift inside this dome. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not care. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not care. We do not all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not care. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not care. We do not. Yesterday we could be ourselves. Didn't have much, but nevertheless we were true to each other. But now we don't even bother. I remember you being hopeful, but the tall waves have worn us down, and slowly we are drowning. That's why you need to come with me, with me, with me. Turn around 180 degrees and cross the sea. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not care. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not care. We do not all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not care. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not care. We do not. I always knew we could do so many great things. So believe in me, I believe in you, and I just feel that this will be an upswing. So hear me out. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not care. Chasing all that we don't want. Chasing all that we do not care. We do not all the way back home. Chasing all that we want. Chasing all that we don't want. Chasing all that we do not care. All the way back home.
You think you know me? Say I'm as cold-hearted as they come. You think I'm slowly cutting my ties with you, that I'm done. Here's what you don't know. Feelings, they grow slow. I've just been caring for mine. Now I can feel it. Now I believe it. Baby, tonight is the night. I'm
G'day, ladies and gentlemen, legends of the highest regard, and welcome back to our world adventure here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Leg 93 this evening, Sucre to La Paz. We'll be heading over the Amazon Basin, seeing Lake Titicaca, which is the lake full of tits and cars, and obviously flying over the Altiplanos as well. So a very scenic flight, but a flight that also needs 18.5 or 17.5, depending on who you are and what you are, as a minimum safe altitude. So, hoping that you've got a plane that can achieve those altitudes, because I technically don't.
Well,
so
I like
I'm
to do
going
to her.
to do
Something I call it
things
35.
beyond the capabilities of the DA40 for about, maybe the 8th time or something ridiculous in this round the world journey, because I'm all about safety here at the Just Some Aussie Gamer channel. I can't believe I even said that as a sentence live on the internet, because it is so much bullshit that even the local dairy farm is starting to ask questions. Alright, so who have we got with us this evening? We have Vruden, and he is the great helicopter pilot. G'day Vruden, mate, welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing very, very well. Mr. Garwin, or Grim, or Garwin, or whatever I call him, I can't remember because it's on the spot and my brain just goes and reads everything that's written. But Garwin, g'day mate, welcome to the stream. He says, Alan M says 17.5, Calling Pigeons flight plan says 17.5, and Black Evo says 18.5, so you're going to need to beat at least 17.5 to get over any terrain that we come across, obviously. Speaking of which, Mr. Black Evo says, g'day. G'day, Black Evo. Welcome to the stream. Metas is here, and he's saying that we're all a bunch of dirty slews, but takes one to know one. But Metas, welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing well. Mr. Jacko says, hey, whoa, swoos. Sorry, David, we only speak English here. Wes is here. He says g'day. Well, actually, he says hello. I'm putting words in Wes's mouth now, and he's probably enjoying it. But welcome to the stream, Wes. Hope you are doing very fantastically. I don't know why I always go to the word fantastically, but anyway, whatever. Let's just roll with it. Mr. Fozzie is here as well. G'day Fozzie, welcome to the stream. Don't let physics dictate what you can and can't do. You are a powerful person. Embrace your inner lamp. Be the lamp. Is that because I'm a lit? I was going to say lit MFO, mofo, lit mofo. That's what I was going to say, except I was going to say the extended version of that word. But I'm trying to control myself on my streams these days, at least to some degree. I'll rephrase my question so that it doesn't come across as a whole heap of gibberish and double Dutch. Is that because I'm lit? A lit mofo. Fozzie loves lamp. Yes. Wes says you have energy now. What the hell did you do? Don't ask questions, Wes. Just... No, I don't have energy. This is Bryce without energy. This is... No, so let me put it in plain simplicity today. This is Bryce confident with what he's doing on the internet. This is actual me. Not this, sort of person who's like, oh, should I say that shit? This is somebody who don't give no shits anymore because he's had so many issues with dislike bots and all that. He's just like, you know what? Let's just go all out, full personality, and go from there. Was your 5 minutes of pleasure that good? No, it wasn't. Vruden can't deal with the location of my face today. Well, Vruden, it's still attached to my neck and head. So, unless I'm like upside down for you or bleeding from somewhere because somebody's unknowingly slashed my neck, I I don't understand your issue, other than the fact that I'm above everybody now, which, I mean, you know, that just comes off of life in general. Only joking, want to make that very clear. Alright, so we have an aircraft to turn the can, so we should probably do that, otherwise we're not going very far today. Hello, there we go. Didn't want me to turn the fuel pump on. Basically, at this point, the aircraft's like, can you just not? I'm so sick of you flying me to ridiculous altitudes that I'm not capable of reaching. Yes, my true position, depending on what we're referring to here, Black Evo. Let's engage the starter, you know, just give it a bit of left, right, good night. Okay, my aircraft started on full throttle and then throttled back. That's interesting. Wow, so we are at 10,300 feet above sea level. So we don't actually have that high to climb, thankfully. Because I looked at the MSA and went, oh, it's going to take 400 years, but no, this is good. This is good. Get some flappage in. Oh yeah, I forgot about the fact that the camera's screwed up now. That is all entered into little nav map. Yes, it is. All right, fantastic. I'm ready to go. No, I'm not. I haven't entered any altitude yet, so currently the entered altitude is 0, which means I would currently go 10,300 feet into the Earth, which is not great. So we need to make it to 18,500 feet, which doesn't seem safe, but we've done 21,000 feet before in this plane, so I believe in you, little DA40. I did just hit my barrow. That's how I got to 10,300. I don't know, maybe I'm 600 feet above everyone else on this side of the airport. Just a really elevated part of the airport. Sure. Alright. So, runway. Says there's no wind on little nav map. Oh, and there actually is no wind. Okay, cool. So, there's a runway directly behind us, so I'm going to vote that we just go round, back, behind, off, and up in to the air. How do I do that again? Oh yeah, I need to remove the brake and okay, I can only see Garland's name tag. I'm assuming I'm driving past, taxiing past Jacko. Somebody's coming at me. I feel like that's slightly passive-aggressive, whoever you are. Also, because we're at 10,300 feet, this DA40 believes that the only taxi speed is the one that has been set by Kimi Raikkonen or Lewis Hamilton. It literally wants me to... it's been watching me play Forza, and it's like, come on, man, let's do it. So I'm just going to, if I can actually get the brakes to work, I'm going to spin around here on the runway and take off. But getting the brakes to work is fun. Ah, okay, I need to go the other way on the runway. Right, never mind. That's alright, I'll just get out of the way here. Jacko, that doesn't mean come at me, bro. Never mind, come at me, bro. I'll cut semi off with a real tight turn. Oh god. Somebody appears to have spawned a large aircraft on the runway. performance at this altitude is lacking. That's what she said. I wonder if that's something that people at high altitudes can get away with. Sorry about my performance. It's the altitude. I feel like we may have turned way too early there, but as I said at the start of the stream, we're all about safety third. Well, actually, I said safety first, but Garwin says safety third, and I kind of have to agree with him. That's probably about right. We are safety third. Alright, so we need to make this plane go in a forwards and upwards direction. So give me that, give me that, give me that, and then call me Chris Brown. And not for the violence against women part. Where on earth are we going? We're going to time climb, of course. Of course we are. You know. Why not? If you get a hard on at altitude, you also get a headache. I thought that was just the other one if she doesn't stop bitching, moaning or complaining. I'm only joking. Want to make that very, very clear. If I wasn't joking, I'd be a single man. So, is the new webcam position good, bad, ugly, terrible, shocking, unthinkably bad? You need to visit some sort of specialist to get over the anxiety that is caused. Because I can move myself around into sort of any position you guys request. There's a sentence. Too much light on my face. Are you concerned about the fact that you can see the light, Bruton? Is that better? Does everyone feel okay again? Is everyone nice and calm and everything's under control now that I'm in the correct spot? You're concerned about the fact that you can see my face. Yeah, no, don't worry. It's a concern of many others as well, Rudy. But all I can say is I'm lucky that we can't see yours. Yeah. Now, Semi, you're not meant to give away that secret, okay? You don't like change, Wes? What about if I gave you notes instead? Like 5s and 10s as opposed to 2s and 1s? Would that make you happier, or? So at the moment we have we have 2 votes for don't move and 1 vote for on top. So at the moment I'm sticking where I am in the bottom left, unless there's a major upheaval and goes to a plebiscite. The one that I'm, agreed. Move back on top. Okay, on top. There we go. Yeah, Lake Titicaca. That's exactly right, Bruce. As I said before, it's the lake full of tits and cars. It's like literally the man's dream holiday destination. Get to take your car out for a spin on one of these absolutely fantastic roads that's in and around, and then you get to go into the lake and, well, the rest of the name says what it says. Better view of, yeah, topic. Okay, that makes sense, guys, that makes sense. Yeah, okay, I'll keep myself up top then, that's cool. The question is now, is what side? Is the side I'm currently on work, or do you want me over the other side? Far out. My left arm hurts. Did Drew pick a plane? Yes, he did, Bruden. So, from leg 101, we will be using the Trinidad TB21 GT. Okay, Wes, no worries. Gotta make him feel normal. I don't know if I'm actually capable of achieving that, Wes. Have you met the fellow? I mean, I'm not sure even he's capable of achieving that. And honestly, I'm not sure I want him to achieve that. I quite like the abnormal Black Evo. He's a funny bloke. He's a good bloke. So keep him the way he is, I vote. That's what I say. After he drove the Vettel, yeah, but, you know, as he stated during that race, he had time to tune the suspension and, you know, the way the differentials acted with the way they put the power down, you know, acceleration, de-acceleration style, etc., etc., and mess with the gearing so that it was slightly longer gears so it wasn't so, oh my god, I'm going to kill you every time you touch the accelerator. He probably would have had a really, really good car, and he probably would have won that race. So he's already had his world turned upside down so many times today. Just let the poor bloke be. How's my sound? How's the sim sounds? How's the music? Because we've had a sim update recently, everything got thrown out of whack, so now is probably a good time to ask those questions and make sure that everything is still A-OK. But I'm really, really, really looking forward to flying Drew's plane that he picked. It's a really nice aircraft on the inside, and it doesn't have a G1000. It only has steam gauges, so it's going to require me to do things. Gotta go, Gruden, so soon if we already annoyed you that much. Understandable. No, but Gruden, look after yourself there, mate. Don't get too crazy. I don't know if you're... Never mind. Have a good one. Dog is currently licking my foot. You know this song? That's probably because you use the same music streaming service. It's just, you know. By the power of deduction, I have come to such a phenomenal conclusion. This will be life-changing for many. Okay down there? Careful. Stop licking my feet. I don't know what's on them that's so tasty. Okay, I'll stop. You need to stop jumping up if you want me to stop. Oh, these valleys would be insane when it floods, Garwin. Absolutely insane. Wouldn't they? Star, they'd be insane. Yes, I know. Okay, can you not put your paw on my joystick? I know you want to fly the plane, but I need to give you some training first. It's interesting how the viewership drops off once everybody goes back to work. It's almost like everybody has commitments and a life. It's a thing. I knew it was going to happen. It's not something I am greatly concerned about. Sorry, I have a dog here that just needs endless attention all of a sudden because I've started streaming. So I'm just giving her head pats to keep her happy. Well, she's a fully qualified sous chef for the cooking on the fly streams, so I guess she also needs to become a fully qualified co-pilot. Yeah. A-grade food tester. I am talking to someone other than her. poo. Should I be concerned? Garland, is there something that I don't know about? Are you in the next room or something just listening in? Taking advantage of the fact that the borders have opened and you've just jumped in to Melbourne? Oh yeah, I'm talking to you, obviously. But if she's my co-pilot and sous chef, I guess she's got to be partially involved in the streams, right? At least that's the excuse I can use to justify talking to her and patting her and giving her attention midstream. Although I'd much rather do that than have her annoying me for the whole stream and then start barking and getting into things that she shouldn't be getting into, which she likes to do. Because she's a puppy. Are we landing at Sierra Lima Charlie Bravo? If you'd like to. If you'd like to. You only watch for Doggo? Of course, Gal. I expect nothing else. I expect nothing else. I too would only watch for Doggo. William says, did I miss anything spectacular? Just me, William. That's all. But not really yet. We've only taken off about, I think, about 50 nautical miles ago, something like that. Yeah, so we haven't exactly flown far. Basically, all we've seen at the moment is valley upon valley upon valley. It's very valiant, actually, to look at. Star, are you right chewing on my racing pedals? Like, I'm not okay with that. Wes watches for me. Wes, I think you're the only one. Oh yeah, no, sorry. Actually, William, you did miss the guys figuring out my preferred position, whether I'm going to be on the bottom or on the top, on my back or on my front, basically. You know what, William? Sometimes you just got to rock out with your flaps out. Let me work on that one. I'll come back to you. Stu says, g'day all, just in from work. G'day, Steve. Welcome to the stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Hope work wasn't too shit. If you're looking for an airport code, I'm sure we can work out something for you, or you can just jump in on top of one of us. I mean, yeah, either one, mate. You want to make any more noise down there, doggo? You're not making quite enough. Work is shit? Okay, fair enough. Well, it's over now, and now you get to play Microsoft Flight Simulator with people, so that's a benefit, I guess. You wouldn't be able to afford to play it without the work? I don't know, I'm trying to come up with reasonings as to why it might be good. I don't know. I think, Stu, I think Fozzie's trying to buy you a drink. I didn't know you guys were at a club or a bar with each other, but hey, I mean... Drinking on the fly or drinking off the fly? Honestly, Fozzie, if you're drinking flies, I feel like, well, I guess it is a bar fly after all. I'm assuming that's just a type of cocktail that you're getting involved in right now. Sure. Yeah, Fozzie trying to get into Stu's
I
pants
like
again.
to do to her. Something I call it dirty Fozzie.
Notice how Stu doesn't... He says, thanks, Fozzie, but he doesn't say hello to Fozzie. Almost like as if he's saying, I'll take a drink off of you, but I'm not interested in anything else, Fozzie. I feel like that might be rejection for Fozzie on the stream. Sorry, Fozzie, you're going to have to stick with your 777, mate. Story of your life? Story of your life? Or maybe we can go a little bit more 90s, 2000s punk grunge. Welcome to my life. I mean, you take your pick on that one, Fozzie. Oh shit, I still haven't done Jacko's soundboard. I need to do that. So this, I must say, the scenery that is below us right now, pretty specky. Little, not quite high enough altitude, but pretty specky nonetheless. Gowan says, or the 101. You are the 101. Ooh, ooh, ooh. FYI, big barrow change. Okay. Righto, I'll do a big barrow change. Oh my god, what are you doing, aircraft? My aircraft is trying to kill me. Excuse me? My aircraft is trying to kill me. Not if I have it my way, I'm not, Black. Alright. FD is coming off. I'm getting all sorts of warnings right now. Oil temperature and... There we go. It's alright, we're all under control. We are all under control. Or all out of control. One or the other. Yeah, no, all good. I've sorted it out, Stu. Got the engine load down to 67%, and we are just going along nicely. Flaps are all up. Everything is where it's meant to be. Ah, Drew. Yes, I know. From leg 101, bro. But you're more than welcome to take your balls and go home. That's fine. I don't really want them anyway, to be honest with you. I already gave you my nuts in the previous stream, so it identifies as a Trinidad. Exactly, Drew. How dare you assume the aircraft's gender? Fucking hell. What am I saying? Oh, far out. Yeah, agreed, Garland. I'd be angry as well. Star, for God's sake, can you stop trying to eat my feet? You've had dinner, you don't need meat for dessert. Plus, I need to still be able to walk so that I can WALK you. It's the wrong type of meat, Black Evo, unless you want to smoke my feet. Which will lead me to a whole heap of new questions. Drew says, yeah, not bad. I served up the ball comment for you. Oh, knew you would pluralize. That sounds painful. I mean, I know what pluralize means. It just sounds painful. You know, sorry, boss, I can't come into work today. I've been pluralized. You'll smoke anything. Right. Arm? Is that on the list? Arm? I feel like you may have dropped the ball on that one though, Drew. I'll be honest. Star. Jacko handles all meat issues for this stream. Here's the meat mod. Well, I mean, he is a massive burger anyway, so makes sense. Aha, I've got you now, doggo. I've got you. Pluralized is almost like moist, words that just don't sound right. Or words that just don't sound moist. This is spectacular that what we're about to fly over here. The colours and patterns in the earth is nice. I couldn't think of any other words to any more adjectives, so I just went with nice. Star, can you please stop? I'm trying to stream. know you don't actually give a shit and you want to be the centre of attention, but sometimes you can't be. Pluralised the shit out of that idiot last night. What did I miss? Moist flange, two innocent words that don't sound innocent in any way, shape or form. Also, if your flange is moist, I'd suggest taking your car to a mechanic, because something not right. This is pretty good scenery, I'm not gonna lie. As long as they're macadamias, that's fine. I may or may not have become addicted to macadamia nuts since the cooking on the fly stream. Which is an expensive addiction, I must say. Oh, they're delicious. They're just incredibly expensive. Cheaper to do crack. Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, so is maple syrup, actually. You're not wrong, Garland. You are not wrong. Yeah, the scenery below right now is pretty awesome. Not that my pilot would know, because at 18,500 feet he can't actually breathe, and he's been dead at the controls for the last 10 minutes. Obviously forgot to pack the oxygen today. I'm below the death zone? Oh, okay. Never mind, it's a miracle he's come back alive. He was just having a nap. You are snorting lines of oxygen in the widgeon. So, water? You're doing lines of water? In which case that must feel weird going up your nose. And into your lungs. It's probably not recommended. Is that what you meant by a moist flange? The one at the back of your throat is becoming a bit moist? Lines of H2O. Yeah, I don't know if that's ever really going to become a thing. I mean, I know I'm sure not getting involved in doing lines of H2O. 26,000 feet. Oh yeah, I'll be fine. Not a problem at all. I don't think the Trinidad is pressurized, so I'd say it's just another couple of thousand feet. I'm pretty sure the DA40 does have oxygen because its usual cruise altitude is 14,000 feet. And technically that's already above where you're meant to have oxygen when you're flying GA aircraft, I believe. So you can open the windows in it as well. Wes, look, I don't mean to be that person who's just sort of like, that's very weird, but that's very weird because I don't know about you, but right now it's -2 at 18,500 feet. So up wherever you are, I'm not sure. Obviously, probably higher than that. It's probably like -6 and windy, and you're moving at 200 knots across the ground, give or take. That's basically what you're saying there is I like to fly whilst receiving a heavy dose of pneumonia. Which, I mean, hey, you know, whatever. Yeah, William, the Trinidad is a fantastic plane, and it's actually the plane that Drew, who won the giveaway in the cooking stream, it is the plane that he has selected for me to fly for 100 legs. So from leg 100 to 200, or 101 to 200, he has selected me to fly that aircraft, and I'm 100% down for it. It is such a good plane. Put the heater on. Open the window and put the heater on. I feel like that's a very inefficient way of flying an aircraft, but sure. When is the projected date of that flight? It's a good question, William. Probably mid-December sometime. Just because I am slowing down the streams and stuff a little bit for the next fortnight whilst I get my finances back under control now that I'm allowed to work proper hours again. Just need to get a few steps ahead by putting in some extra hours for 2 or 3 weeks, and then everything should come steady again. It'll be interesting to see how I go actually flying the Trinidad, because I love it and I've flown it a couple of times, but I'm in no way, shape or form an expert like I am when it comes to the DA40. I mean, I know this aircraft inside and out. So it's just going to be interesting to see how I go with making sure that we're, you know, climbing at the correct climb rate and altitude and speed, and landing is going to be interesting as well because I'm used to, you know, landing an aircraft at 70 knots. Gowan says I have to leave and won't be back before landing. I will finish the flight later tonight. Enjoy the rest of the flight, everyone. Thank you very much, Gowan. Enjoy doing whatever you need to go and do. But have a good one, good sir. Scottish Aviation Bulldog. I see. Sounds like I might be barking mad to try that one. Yeah, absolutely, Black Evo. Yeah, and by the end of this, I will know my way around 10, 12, whoever knows, however many, somewhere in that range, GA aircraft. So, I guess it's not a bad thing in that regard, is it? What the first twin will be? Well, at the moment, the only twin that actually qualifies is the Piper Seminole. The Baron is too fast, too big, too expensive. Although I may think about that one as well, Black Evo, when we make it to the Pacific Ocean islands, just because of the sheer distance. I may actually revise that rule. The rules are it needs to be less than 6 seats, single engine, GA, and cost less than $750,000 brand new in real life. So basically needs to be what most would consider, and I'm speaking of those who are in the market for a single engine GA aircraft with less than 6 seats, what most would consider affordable. Whereas, you know, a TBM, which is like $4 million but only has 5 seats, is not what I would consider affordable. But I may have to revise those rules as well, because I mean, some of those flights in the Pacific are, well, in the DA40 they would take 10 hours. Shut up, Wes. I'm not taking the DC-6. Actually, now that I think about it, I do hope that the Trinidad TD41 is actually under that sort of price in real life. Oh, we good. I just looked them up online. They're about $500,000. You didn't find any loophole in the rules at all, Wes? Yeah, exactly, Black Evo. That's what I just found as well. I used one for $325 and a brand new one for just above $500. So, and I didn't realise it's only a 4-seater like the DA40. So there we go. It more than fits the rules. It's almost the perfect aircraft. Just the only part that lets it down is like the DA40's got 1,000 nautical mile range, and the Trinidad's only got about 650. That's the only thing that lets it down. I know. When I saw that for used, I was like, what do you mean only $325 for a Trinidad? And they estimate that it only costs about $250 an hour to run as well, which is pretty acceptable for a 180 knot aircraft. Nothing wrong with it at that price, Wes. That's about what you'd expect to pay for a second-hand Trinidad. Yeah, so it's definitely on the list, William, of aircraft that people can pick. just Drew decided he'd like me to fly the Trinidad. So if you do win one of those giveaways in the future, you're more than welcome to ask me to fly the Bonanza G36. There is going to be certain aircraft, though, that I only put on the list to choose from when I know that we're coming up to locations where we have large distances. So, like, aircraft like the Muni Bravo, which I have, I won't be putting on the list until we're close to the Pacific Islands, because it's the perfect aircraft for that part of the world. It's fast, it's got a long range. It means that we're not going to be stuck on 10-hour overwater flights. Yeah, and I mean, Drew, the only time I fly from the cockpit anyway is landing and takeoff and taxiing. Because I'm streaming, so I like to get a view of the surroundings. SR-72, yeah, absolutely, Stu. I'll add it to the list, mate. How many hundreds of millions of dollars does that one cost? As we come up here on Cochabamba, Arepa, I don't know, felt like the perfect way to segue from Cochabamba. Bolivia as a country is very high. Touch and go, just another sealed strip, nothing special. Black Evo, did you download the scenery add-ons that Calling Pigeon put in the Discord? Probably not, actually, because you've only just come back from LA like 48 hours ago, so never mind. But yeah, it's not meant to be anything special. It's like a full-on city, in case that wasn't obvious by the massive expanse. Yeah, I did notice you struggling up there in the... Where is it? There we go. Struggling up there in the... what are you in? The Widgeon. Why couldn't I think of that? Especially seeing as a lot of these hills are probably at or around the 18,500 foot minimum safe altitude. Black Evo is flying the Widgeon. Or ornate cornet, or semi-solid jet, depending on which personality you get from him on the day. I'm pretty sure all his internet accounts have split personality disorder, and basically you can get 3 different versions. Got to keep him guessing. That's exactly right, Mr. Black Semi-Cornet. Ornate Black Semi? That sounds like something you'd purchase to put on display in your house. Oh, have you seen my ornate black semi? Only you would go there. Only you would go there. I feel like now you need to change all your internet IDs to ornate black semi though. I mean, do it for the boys. I was about to say Saturdays are for the boys, but then I remembered it's Tuesday, so never mind. Stu is in the Vertigo and he's got 850 horsepower. Geez, that's almost enough to make me want to fall over, Stu. Good. Ooh, there seems to be some seriously high mountain ranges coming up. I believe that may actually be the Altiplanos. Either that or it's clouds that I'm mistaking for the tops of mountains. Which, I mean, is highly possible. It's just some fog. Oh. Okay. False alarm. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Isn't that meant to be the theme song for the little plane that could, which is the DA40, I guess? Although the once I change to the Trinidad, is that also going to be the little plane that could, or do we need to give somebody else the moniker And then the real question is, do we give her the do we give them the Monica Lewinsky, or the little Bryce that will? But I'm not that little. I eat too much food. Did you make it, Black Evo? Because I've flown over you. Because, like, understandably, you're going very slow. Oh, Drew. Oh, speaking of which, I've got like a curry that's slow cooking on the stove. I might go quickly give that a stir and fill myself up some water whilst I do that. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Thanks for the reminder, even though you didn't know. It's the white peaks ahead that you're worried about. So there is white peaks ahead. It isn't just some fog. Well, as long as you're at 18.5, Sammy, you should be fine. I'm actually should be starting to figure out at what altitude our arrival point is. I believe it's going to be quite high up. (13,200 feet is our arrival airport altitude. And whilst the MSA is 18.5, if you accidentally go if you go beyond the airport, the MSA on the other side of the airport is 23. So don't have a missed approach, basically. Yeah, 13,212. It's insane. Pretty sure this is going to be the highest airport that we will have landed at so far on this journey. And it probably will end up being one of the highest airports that we land at. The only other places I can think of where we're probably going to land at airports that are higher than 13,200 feet above sea level is in Tibet and the Himalayas. Something in my eye, and it's not an eyeball. So it appears that we can't actually descend until we get to those peaks that you can see in front, and then we've literally got to, because those peaks, we're not going to be flying directly over them, but they are at like 23,000 feet. I don't think we're going to be flying directly over them anyway. It doesn't look like we are. The next flight is the one I'm going to be concerned about because we are going to have an MSA of like 25,000 feet. Oh, shit. Hopefully the DA40 is ready to break all sorts of records. Might take another thumbnail whilst we're here. Does my flight come with Viagra? Not unless there's somebody on board to help with the situation, no. Is Vruden flying this in his chopper? No, he's not. Vruden had things to go and do. Although he's going to be in for the fright of his life when he comes into the next flight. Yes, it does help with altitude, at least according to Jeremy Clarkson, James May and Richard Hammond, it helps with altitude. Helps with other things as well, Wes. Oh, Drew, whatever will we do with you? Bah. I don't know, I said you and I felt like that was the perfect segue. So where's instructions too complicated? Got penis stuck in fan? Is that what you're telling us? And if that is what you're telling us, which fan? Hopefully not the one that's at the front of the aircraft on the exterior. Went for the exhaust. Oh, so that's why you're so tired, because you're absolutely exhausted. Yeah, so basically, Black Evo, Wes is doing anal with his aircraft. We've got people assuming the gender of the DA40, and now Wes is doing anal with his aircraft. I mean, this stream's just gone to shit. Pun intended. Don't burn the tip. You mounted it from under... I don't even know how that's a thing. How do you mount it from underneath? Mounting literally means on top. Probably more likely to get stuck in the FO's oxygen mask. It's almost... I guess, yeah, he could pretend he's breathalyzing the flight attendant, you know. Blow into this tube for 10 seconds. Yeah. Inverted. Oh, there's an image I didn't need. An inverted aircraft with Wes doing special things. Can somebody, like, put some other stuff in the chat so I can quickly erase that from my memory? Either that, or can we just hire the guys from the Men in Black who've got that little thing that they just point at people and that would be really helpful. You've got Tassie blood in you, Wes. Oh, that explains so much. How do you think your DA40 starts? Usually by turning the fuel pumps on and turning the key. Usually. Endgame just popped into the sim and slewed over because he's a dirty slew. Yes, well, we know Josh is a dirty slew. That's why he's the endgame. Born stuffed. He's off to my right. Oh, there he is. Let's do the time warp again. It's just a smooth to the left. And then a turn to the right. Put your flaps down. And bring your wheels in tight. But it's the reverse thrust. Drives you insane. I don't know. At this point, I would leave my stream. I'd be like, what is wrong with this bloke? Josh is already regretting his decision to get up in the morning and drink his coffee whilst he witnesses this. Gotta have the coffee? Yeah, well, you gotta put the blood back into the caffeine stream. I mean, what's your go-to coffee, Josh? Are you a filter coffee man? Are you on the stovetop in the Italian percolator? Are you a coffee machine man? Are you an instant? And if you're an instant, are you something classy like a Moccona or dirt from the garden like an international roast? You've also been accused of having some coffee with your sugar. How dare you? What do you think this is? Coffee has feelings too, you know. You do drip and instant depending on how much time you want to put into it. Fair enough. That makes sense. Personally, I'm either a barista, so like from a cafe, a pod, or an Italian percolator. Basically at home I have a percolator and a pod machine, so I can decide, depending on the day. French press for you, Drew. Very bougie. Rain drop, drop top. You're a pod slut. I see. I don't know what you... I mean, I know you put the pods into something and the liquid comes out. I just don't want to know where the pods are going and what liquid's coming out. Going out for a coffee, you have a small shop up the road if you'd like to get a latte. Yes. Yes. I swear 90% of, well, I was going to say Australia, but Victoria survives on lattes. I'll go in, I'll get the large, which is usually 473ml cup, so 16 ounce for you Americans. I usually get 4 shots of Ethiopian coffee, because my mate Pepe's got a few different choices. And then I'll get a half shot of hazelnut syrup and usually oat milk. Check my barrow. We're at 18.5 and I'm below you. Okay. No, don't kill me this time, autopilot. That's better. Just eat the beans. Also a pod slew, you have to admit. Where I live now is so good for coffee. There is 34 different cafes in the suburb I live in to choose from, including multiple caravans and a drive-through coffee place other than Macca's. This town is obsessed with coffee. That's beans. I like where you're going with that one. It's the ornate black semi. Whatever it was I came up with before for you. Well, I can now see why the MSA surrounding the airport is 23,000 feet. I'm looking directly at it, that mountain that's on the other side of this ridge that we're currently crossing. That is a tall boy. That is a very tall boy. Well, I'll be honest with you, Drew. Part of the reason why I drink 2 coffees in the morning when I wake up is because I want that to happen. A good thing to get done in the morning. Nina la Argentina. Okay. Yours is Argentina. I'm assuming you're referring to your coffee choice, like bean choice. Oh, it's the name of the town we passed. Yes, at a cafe that is a whole nother ball game. I guess that's so I've got three or four places I would usually go to for my coffee. 2 of them where I would spend 99% of my time. One of them is where I would spend 98.5% of the time. The other one being the drive-through place where the people who I work for also own, and I work there making coffees sometimes. The other two are literally only usually for Sundays when my favourite coffee shop is closed. And they're all 5 minutes drive from my house, so I can literally go in, grab, go home, and I don't have that problem. So I think it might be safe once we get over these last couple of ridges here to start making our way down to, I think we want to be at about 15,500 feet when we enter the approach pattern from the PAZ. Well mate, no, actually we probably want to be a bit lower because the aircraft is going to behave differently at this altitude, and the DA40, because of the way the FADEC control works, is going to keep my engine RPMs up a lot higher to avoid the engine having issues with the altitude. So I might actually go for 14,000, which is what the flight plan is telling me I should be going for, and then yeah, I might do that, and then that way if the engine does need to run at a higher RPM and keep our speed up, it's not going to be a last minute dive for the airport, because as I said, there's no going around for an aircraft like this in the PAZ, because the minimum safe altitude on the other side of the airport is way beyond what this aircraft can do. Yeah, alright, I might do the same thing like Evo, just, you know, I'll take the advice of a pilot. Actually, I'm going to shoot the ILS, which is from the other side of the airport. Yeah, okay, go for it. I mean, hey, like, just obviously be aware that the mountains on that side are a lot higher. And there is a 23,000 foot MSA on the other side of the airport after a certain distance. Actually, I'm looking at the wind direction though, and runway 10 is in fact the active, so I'm also going to go to 16,000 feet and risk it for the biscuit. Yeah, lower terrain on approach, and also I was going to say also on turning with a missed approach, it's much more beneficial to head towards a 19 or an 18,000 MSA than a 23,000 MSA. going to, because we're about to start our approach soon, because we're 40 nautical miles out, I'm just going to go give the curry one more stir. We'll return. Big barrow change again on descent. So about down where you are, Black Evo, or I can sort of do it now where I am. Yours at about 16.5. My autopilot's trying to kill me again. Shout out to Bolivia for your insane terrain. I'm guessing though that's why the minimum safe altitude for a slightly different flight plan would have been 23,000 feet, because it would have taken us directly over that mountain range. So it looks, I don't know, do you reckon we might be able to fly out over Lake Titicaca before we come in? I don't know if it's actually going to be possible because of the altitude requirements on the opposite side of the airport. And if I'm not mistaken, this is actually, this would be the Altiplanos, because this is actually, if I'm not mistaken, where James May, Richard Hammond and Jeremy Clarkson came. And you know how they were driving, sort of trying to drive towards the water? And when they got there, it was a sheer, like, cliff face down. I get the feeling that that might have been Lake Titicaca, if I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves me correctly, which would make a lot of sense, which also says that no, we can't do that. And because of that comment, I'm never saying the name of the lake again. From now on, it will be known as the Lago that's near the PAZ. Oh, they were near the ocean when they went down. Oh, okay. La Paz is where they modded the cars, yes. Well, that makes sense because it's a major city. So, yeah. I need to keep telling myself that the fact that I'm at 16,000 feet right now is not completely abnormal, because my brain is like, what are you doing? You're 21 and a half nautical miles from the airport and you're at 16,000 feet. What is wrong with you? But I only got 2,700 feet to lose. They climbed a volcano around here, probably the one that we just drove past. Flew past. Because they wanted to get up and over Altiplano originally. Remember, they wanted to go up and over to get into the Atacama Desert. And then when they got to about 18,000 feet and they were still climbing, they were like, maybe this is not a good idea. Yeah, Smoke Haze looks really good. Oh, that road that I'm about to fly over. I want to drive that. Yeah, extremely realistic. Is that a new thing that they added in the latest sim update? Like Evo? Because I've noticed it as well when I was banging around the Grand Canyon in my FA18 earlier today. Which is the video that will go up tomorrow. But it had the same thing, a smoke haze. Yeah, I don't remember seeing it before either, and I agree, it looks absolutely spectacular. It's so realistic. I feel like it's time to put on the track IR and potentially be available for evasive maneuvers at this point. Jeez, Wes is making the ILS approach nice and tight.
But I promise I do it. That K got a drum, like murder and booming. Sending you bird, if I get my little Uzi. They thinking I'm crazy, I'm gonna see it in Hades.
Alright, so getting my altitude now down to 14,000 feet so that I have an easy time here with the fader control of the DA40. And I may also make a short ILS out of this runway 10 right as well. Turn the track IR on. I put it on, but then I didn't turn it on because that would require common sense. Can't really see much other than the PAZ, which seems like quite a nice city. Yeah, so because of the altitude, the fader control is going to keep my engine power at about 31%. Yeah, very low visibility. Exactly, Josh. But it looks like a pretty cool city from the air as well, I must say. I'm aware I'm quite low, but I'm not that concerned because of the sheer speed that my aircraft is going to maintain here on final approach because of the FADEC control. Geez, the aircraft performs very differently at these altitudes. I might even, due to the huge length of the runway, I might actually do a flapless landing here because we're almost at the maximum operating altitude of a DA40 and we're trying to land it. Shut up, Fozzie. That was complete and utter butter. I think there's a 10-second timer, Fozzie, I believe, by default on Streamlabs. Such a fast taxi speed. 54 knots taxi speed. I think I may have also gone past the exit.
Disaster!
Come on, brakes, work, 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 work with me. There must be a way to override the FADEC controls on the ground. Well, actually, you probably wouldn't even be allowed to fly a DA40 into an airport like this because it would be probably considered above the aircraft's maximum operational airport operations altitude. Wow, there really is a slope here. Okay. Brakes, 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 brakes. There we go. I win. Haha. Ooh, we might have time to get Black Evo on final here. Let's see how quickly I can do this. Whoop, did I hit the right button? Yes, I did. Run, 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 da 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 da. There we go. Made it. Looking good so far, Mr. Solid Jet. I'm no expert, but I feel like you were possibly slightly too low on that last bit of the approach. Was that a bounce? Did I just see the real world pilot bounce an aircraft on landing? Or was that just the servers on my end? It's amazing what you can't see in the haze, but if you come over here with me for a moment, literally just off of the airport, you have this huge city that just goes for ages. And that's why the MSA for the surrounding of the airport is 23,000 feet, I'd say. But it's crazy. You just can't see it down there in the haze, but it just goes forever. Yeah, I'd say probably the Sim doesn't quite understand ILS at 13,000 feet. ASL. Because I've had issues with the ILS at really high altitude as well. Are you taxiing in there, Black Evo, or are we finitoing? Don't wait. Roger that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, legends of the highest regard, that does bring us to the end of leg number 93. Welcome to La Paz, here in Bolivia, the political capital of Bolivia. And as you can see, one of the most terrain surrounded, expansive cities from the air. Like, not really any high altitude buildings, but just a lot of buildings. If you did enjoy the flight as much as I did, I'm glad. The scenery on that was absolutely spectacular. If you didn't, well, screw you. No, I'm only kidding. I'm sure everybody did enjoy the flight and all that shitola. But wherever you are in the world, you make sure that you look after yourselves. Stay safe, stay well. Don't do anyone I wouldn't do. Hello, Icarus. And I'll catch you legends in the next stream. Cheers.
So give me a sign. Give me a sign. Oh, give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me one more talking to you. Here we go again, staying up all night to see if you've been texting me. Where do we go from here? I wanna go all in. So give me a sign. I could go for this, no more tricks. We could take things slow. Say you think about it too. When the lights go out and there's no doubt that I should be with, that I should be. We've been on and off again and again. I don't know which way we're going, no control. You push me, then you pull me back in. We've been on and off again and again. I don't know which way we're going, no control. You push me, then you pull me back in. So give me a sign. Give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me one more talking to you, and here we go again. Staying up all night to see if you've been texting me. Where do we go from here? I wanna go all in. So give me a sign. Yeah. Give me a sign. Just give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me a sign. Just give me a sign. Just give me one more.
You know that I'ma keep it cool. With you I feel like breaking rules. On the edge, looking out with no parachute. You know I'm dreaming about us two. Playing around